I came to Orange in 1954 as a 18-year-old bride. So I've been here a long time. This is home. Orange is home. But I came from Manassas. I was born and raised in Manassas.
And how did you meet Carter?
It was sort of planned. I have a cousin who was a good friend of Carter's mother, and she thought that we'd be the perfect match. So she arranged for me to come to Orange and to meet Carter while he was home on leave from the Army. And I guess that took.
I guess she was right.
Yeah, I think so.
She was right.
I think we've been married 68 years, so I think she probably won.
Yeah. Now, did you all immediately start to have a family?
Yeah, we were married, I guess, 4 or 5 years. Barry is our oldest son. Craig, a little less than 2 years after he was born. So we have 2 sons.
2 sons.
That are also strong ties to Orange.
Certainly, I'm familiar with what Craig's doing, which
Yes.
has been amazing.
Yes, yes.
And I'm sure you all are very proud as parents.
We love it. And Barry retired from North Anna and works with Craig now, so
Well,
that's been double it.
that's great.
I call him my junk men.
You're Sanford and Son, right?
Right.
Right. Right. While you lived here in the town of Orange, let's see, you worked for Newton Sparks, didn't you?
I did. My first job was Deputy Commissioner of Revenue under Joe Samuels. And then I went home until the boys were in school, and then went to work, actually, for Dick Frey hired me at Frey Insurance. And then when Newton bought the business, I was there till it closed.
And you did what there?
I was agent.
Oh. Sure.
So did the works, whatever needed to be done.
Right.
Yeah, and enjoyed it for
Yeah.
a long time. Yeah.
Do you have any particularly vibrant memories of the past here in the town of Orange that you could share with us?
I served on the youth commission when that first started, and that was an interesting time and a fun time. Trying to recognize that there were youth in the community, and we needed to recognize that and to do something about it. And we spent one summer planning dances and outings and things. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that very much. And the Youth Commission keeps going today. I did the job bank through the Youth Commission for years, and I enjoyed that. So, I'm sure there are other things. They're not coming to the surface right this minute.
50 years ago, there were way more businesses on the town of Orange than there are today. Do you have any idea why?
I wish I knew why. And as I thought about the interview today, I thought, I wonder if people out there realize that a lot of us are living to be a lot older, and we can't travel off to Charlottesville and Fredericksburg for shopping. And what good customers we'd be if we had opportunities to shop right here in Orange. And I miss that very much. I'm not a shopper, so what I could do locally, I always did. But I have no idea why we no longer have. But people seem to shop online. I find that rather difficult. But anyway, I miss being able to shop in Orange. Wish somebody would put a great big department store close by.
Yeah. Back in those days, when you were working with Newton, Newton was also the chairman of the electoral board.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a famous photograph
Yes.
of you reaching into a hat.
Yes.
So tell us that story.
Actually, I served on the electoral board also. And when you work for Newton, you learn to do a bit of everything. So I just really was responsible for seeing that the election got underway. I'm not sure I can remember all of the details, but in the True Blue precinct, there was a ballot that had a strange mark on it rather than the way the ballot was supposed to be marked. And for that reason, the election officials denied the ballot. And that got to be quite an issue. But as it turned out, it was a tie vote between Bob Swartz and Monroe Wall. And we put both names in a pill capsule and put it in Porter Davis's hat, and I drew and of course I drew Monroe's name, and of course was accused of having the same name in both ballots, of course. But anyway, that's how that turned out. But
So the tie was decided by a
invalid ballot.
An invalid ballot made it a tie.
Made
vote.
it a tie. Made it a tie vote. Yeah.
And the only way to resolve the tie was not to have a re-election, but
The law required that it be done the way it was done.
which is basically pull a name out of a hat.
Exactly. By lot. What by lot was, I think, the way it was worded. So that's the way we decided to do it.
Right.
Well, I did get a phone call suggesting that we had the same name in both capsules, but we did right there. We pulled them apart, and everybody saw that it was done right.
Okay, so the other capsule was opened,
Yes, absolutely.
and Bob's name was on it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it was fair and square,
Yeah.
but it was. Yeah.
Any particularly outstanding memories since then in the town of Orange of things that may have happened?
Of course, by Carter serving on town council, we got to do a lot of things that involved town. I loved going to the state meetings of the council, and meeting people from other town councils and exchanging ideas. And I loved it when we had the programs in the evening. They had a name in the park. I'm trying to think of the name. Something. I loved those evenings during the summer when we had programs in the park, and the town loved them because there were always lots of people, and there were lots of things a lot of good music, really good music, and I really enjoyed that.
Well, the town turns 150 years old this year, and that's just from its incorporation. Of course, it's much older than that.
Right.
But what do you see in the future for the town of Orange? What do you see maybe 50 years down the line? What is this town going to look like?
If rumor is so, we're going to become more touristy, I think, because the touristy people are buying up property on Main Street, and I've heard creative things about what might happen to the buildings, and I think that's fine. But I do think we have some needs. I think we need a competitive grocery store. And as I've said before, I think there are things that we need that I would hope the future might bring, but I don't see those. I see the tourist part growing, but I don't see meeting the needs of the local residents as part of that.
You know, in 2172, they're going to open up a time capsule.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering, what will the town of Orange look like then 100 years from now?
I know. That'd be wonderful to know, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard to even imagine because culture changes so. I'm amazed at, well, like we talked about before, just not being able to go into a department store and you do everything online. I have never caught on totally to the electronic world. Have been here 68 years, and it's I can't think of anywhere else that I'd rather be. We have reached the age and stage where we're not homebound, but all of our life is lived right here within the town. We're not bored. There's just friends, and this has been a wonderful community for making friends, for having a kind of government that you can depend on. I love it.